Hi guys, Tammy. Hello. A lot of my clients, when I do their board and trains, and if they want to use the e-collar, I have to spend a good 15-20 minutes going over what's in the box, how it comes, and everything before we even get started with work. So I figured I'd go ahead, I got some in today, then I would go over what's in the box, how I usually set it up, and that way I can have this video for my clients. I don't have to spend a lot of time going over the ins and outs of the e-collar. They can watch this video, know the ins and outs of it, and then we can go on to work in their dog that day, which is super important. So the collar that I typically use is the Mini Educator. I don't know if it's backwards or not. Looks backwards to me. I don't know if it's going to be. But Ecollar Technologies Mini Educator. Typical one that I use. They also have a Boss collar for a little bit more stubborn dogs. I don't use those very often. They also have a 2-dog system. This can be upgraded to 2 dogs. So this little Mini Educator here can be upgraded to 2 dogs. So when you get it, this is what you get. Box. So we open it up, and inside the box you have the transmitter, the collar. It's just a regular biothene latch collar. Comes with the smaller prongs on it, which with some of these German Shepherds I have to switch out to the bigger prongs, which it comes with. Comes with a charger that is a piggyback or pigtail charger. We'll go over where those go in a couple minutes. Comes with a lanyard to hook to your thing. I usually already have this on when my owners come to pick their dogs up for their lesson. Also comes in this little bag with a test light, a tool to take the face off, and a tool to take the contact points off to change them out. Also comes with longer contact points, okay? If you're a client of mine, I've already set your collar up to which contact points are going to be best for you. I use the longer ones for German Shepherds, and sometimes I even need something that they have. It's called long thick prongs, depending on the dog's coat. So depending on what your needs are and what your dog's needs are, when you come get your dog from me, I'll already have the appropriate prongs on for that dog. Okay? They also make a hypoallergenic prong. If I've been working the dog for my 3-week board and train, 9 times out of 10, I know if the dog has an allergy to the metal, and I've already gotten those and ordered them. But if you get home and you're finding that the dog has a reaction to it, and it's not a fit issue, then I can order those. That's not a problem. All right. So this is your remote. This is your collar. Okay. I'll usually already have this size. A lot of times I'll switch them out for lose off of him. A lot of times I'll switch them out for this bungee collar, which is really nice because it allows you to tighten and loosen it, and it's already set. You don't have to worry about setting it to the appropriate fit, because that's the issue a lot of people have, is they just don't have them on tight enough. So when you get this collar, it comes out of the box. Of course, it's off. We're going to turn the collar on. Turn the collar on. There's an on-off white button right there. We're going to hold that button down until this collar comes on. The way I set these collars up is continuous. So you see the C here and the 1 dog. Right? If that somehow gets messed up, there's a small button on the back. Just press that until it says C, like that does. Okay? So this collar's on now. turn it up and down with this knob. All right. The way I have it set up is I have it continuous, continuous. So this level is whatever level you have it on. It will stem on that level. Bump it up by 5, which I explained to people and why we would do that with this one. So it's at 2 now. This one bumps it up by 5. If I press it once, it's just real quick 5. It's the same 5. You don't have to worry about it going up 5 every single time. Over here is our tone vibrate button. I do not use that. I don't see the point in it. So you turn it up and down here. Okay, on and off in the back. Okay, to turn the collar on, there's a red dot on this. There's a red dot on your collar. You can see that. We're going to take those 2 red dots. It's going to be hard with the camera. 2 red dots, and we're going to put them together just like a magnet. And you'll see your collar will turn on. So this part's on separately, your collar's on, and it's blinking green. If I push this, it's going to turn red. If this is on 0, it will not stem the collar at all. You can vibrate it. Okay, but it doesn't stem the collar. So whatever number you have it on and you just give it a little tap, it'll come on. If you hold this down for 30 seconds, it will stem for 30 seconds. And then it'll shut itself off and you'll have to re-push the button. You shouldn't have to do that, but if you do, it's there. These collars are good to a half a mile. They're good to, I think, up to under 8 feet of water. This floats, so if you're out on the river, it won't make your dog, it won't like amp up the stem if your dog gets wet. That's not a big deal. I always recommend taking it off though. If your dog does get wet, wiping it down, wiping your dog's neck down so that it doesn't chafe, because anything wet rubbing against the neck might cause it to chafe. To turn it off, it's the same process. This can be on, this can be off. Now I want to show you the light feature first. If this is on and you're outside with your dog, if you hit this on-off light button once, it'll blink. If you hit it twice, it'll be solid. So there's a flashlight feature for this collar. If you hit it 3 times, it'll go off. Okay. This collar's nice and charged. It will blink green. Both this and this will blink green. Okay. If your collar needs to be charged, like Blue's, this is going to blink amber. So you'll see it's amber. That means it needs to be charged. If it's blinking red, it's probably dead. And if it will only be red if you use it. So I'm using this right now and I'm stemming it. Otherwise, this is going to blink amber, telling me it needs to be charged. Okay, this is green. Probably doesn't need to be charged as much as the collar, but go ahead and charge them at the same time. Blue's collar's just different collar, different color controller. I also have a blue one that I can replace it. This company makes all different colors. I've now found out that you can buy them already coming different colors rather than yellow, which I typically have. A client of mine just brought this one in so I can train his dog on this one, which I think is cool. It's blaze orange. So if he had a blaze orange collar like this, that would be awesome. He would match. Matchy. So they all work the same, no matter what color they are. So to turn this collar off and on, it's the same process as turning it on. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Okay, this can be off and still turn this off. So to turn this off, it's on, off, light button, hold it down. It'll say of, and it'll be off. Then you just marry that red and that red together. I don't know if I can see it. Hard on the camera. There you go. And it turns red, that means it's off. Okay, so this is now off and this is now off. To charge these, you've got your pigtail charger, just a regular standard plug. there is a charging port. There's a charging port on the back of this collar, right there. Okay. There is a charging port on the back of this controller, right there. All right. Plug those suckers in. Maybe backwards. Plug it in. Plug the other one in. Stick it in the wall. It'll turn red, meaning it's charging. It'll be green when it's charged. So you'll know that that's it's charging. If the lights don't come on, fiddle around with your charger, because it just means that you don't have a good connection. There are lots of ins and outs to these collars that I do go over with all my clients when I use them, when they pick the dog up. This is just for basic operation, basic turning the collar on, turning it off, etc. I'll go over fitting the collar and the use of it with my clients as the dogs come in, because everyone's different and it all depends on the dog and etc. So that doesn't mean anything. This is just basically how to turn the collar off, how to turn it on, how to plug it in, how to use the light feature if you need to, and basic setup for the collar, and all the ins and outs of it. Again, I go over with my clients as they come in and work with their dog, but this just gives them a little head start on how to turn the collar on, how to turn it off. Remember, there's nothing magic in these collars. It's the training that goes with them. They can be used incorrectly. They don't shock the dog. They stims like medical grade TINS unit at the chiropractor. So I wouldn't ever do anything to my dog to hurt him. And he obviously has his very own collar that he uses. So before anybody gets into that nonsense, don't, because I'm just not going to listen to it. It's a great tool. That's what it is. It's just like any other tool that you use. It gets the job done effectively, efficiently, and it levels playing field for some of these big, strong dogs. Any questions? You can ask me on this post. I'm going to keep this video up, and I'm also going to put it on my training alumni page for those who have had training with me here at Creature Comfort Inn. They can go on the training alumni page and share some stuff, ask questions, and sometimes, if I'm really good at it and I remember, I post special content on there as well. So any questions, hit me up. If you have any comments, I'll be more than happy to address them. And that way, anybody who's doing training knows how to turn the collar on, knows how to turn it off. There's 100 videos out there on how to do this, and so this is just one of them. Thanks, and have a great weekend.